If you enjoy close-range brawls, then Daredevil is the hero for you. You can get in quick to dispatch his enemies, and while he can roll with the punches, he deals them back tenfold. This is Volzmir, and you're watching my Daredevil Street Fighter guide. In this video, I'll be going over Daredevil's Street Fighter Specialization. Out of the 3 specializations, this one in particular allows you to use Daredevil's skills without maintaining the combo point system. Essentially, you trade the removal of combo points for added damage and an 8-second cooldown on most of his abilities. Let's begin with the skill overview. The first skill is Nunchuck Beatdown. This is Daredevil's 3rd basic skill, which has the fastest attack speed. Outside of your cooldown abilities, this is the attack you'll be using most often in the rotation. A bonus perk of Nunchuck Beatdown is that you get up to 4 stacks of attack speed, totaling 20%. This is ideal for stationary encounters or for bosses you can feel you can tank. Action Roll is your quick roll out of danger skill. You can knock down enemies by rolling into them, giving yourself some breathing room. Sliding Strike is your repositioning and gap closer move. The slide moves Daredevil a shorter distance than the action roll, so it makes it easier to weave in and out of enemy groups. The attack also serves as an AoE clear when you need to fight packs of enemies. Jumping Strike is the first finisher in the rotation. Because of Street Fighter, Jumping Strike hits with an increased 100% damage and 50% crit chance. After Jumping Strike, follow up with Devil of Hell's Kitchen and then Tornado Kick for massive damage. Devil of Hell's Kitchen is Daredevil's offensive passive. It boosts melee damage, gives attack speed and movement speed, and also buffs critical rating and critical damage. The active effect is augmented by the specialization Blind Justice. Blind Justice will cause Devil of Hell's Kitchen to buff your damage, critical chance, and brutal chance when activated. Radar Sense is Daredevil's defensive passive. It gives you minimap awareness, damage reduction, deflect rating, and dodge rating. It also serves as your CC breaker. The specialization you want for Radar Sense is Street Fighter. As mentioned earlier, this removes the combo point system and turns Daredevil's finisher moves into cooldown abilities. Tornado Kick is a unique case, as it is Daredevil's only move that can be used after using a finisher. The upside is that it will always deal a brutal strike, so stacking critical damage and brutal damage is key to making this move effective. Devil's Due is Daredevil's signature move that deals massive AoE damage. Use this when you need to clear enemy packs or at any time during the rotation. And the last skill, but certainly important, is Rebounding Club. This is Daredevil's only ranged attack that doubles as his vulnerability debuff. It will bounce up to 8 enemies, ricocheting to the same enemies if there's less. You want to start fights with this skill before beginning your rotation. The skill has 2 charges, so you can rapid fire to begin, and by the time both are up, the vulnerability debuff hasn't fallen off the enemies. For my gear, I'm wearing Twilight of Fragment in slot 1. A melee staple, Twilight gives stats very beneficial to Daredevil, those being crit damage and brutal damage. There's only +3 to all skills on this item, but with high ranks on other uniques and certain artifact choices, most if not all of your core skills will be maxed out. Slots 2, 3, and 4 are Daredevil's default uniques. Aim for high health and plus ranks to skills to help you in the cosmic game modes. Daredevil's costume is equipped with a full critical damage suite and a trifecta core. Given the recent revamp on damage and defense in the game, you want to prioritize sustainability when it's most important. Having an on-demand invulnerability shield will be crucial for endgame. Mockingbird is a great insignia for Daredevil due to the increased attack speed, which benefits his DPS for Nunchuck Beatdown. My pet has bonus health, stamina, crit damage, +2 ranks to melee powers, and +3 to fighting. The fighting is useful because of the added synergy towards Tornado Kick. The Shield of Perseus is my level 80 legendary. The shield adds some much needed health to round out Daredevil's sustainability. I'm wearing the Xavier's Class ring, which you can buy from the Danger Room for 1500 merits. It's heavily focused on critical and brutal rating, which fits with Daredevil's stat priority. While there's a variety of options for relics, I decided to boost my basic damage because outside of the cooldown skills, I'll be spamming Nunchuck Beatdown for its high DPS. My artifacts are centered on boosting critical and brutal ratings. You want to reach around 50% critical and 40% brutal rating to ensure a good damage output. I'm wearing the Skull Avenger's Medallion for its bonus to fighting, high attack speed, and much needed health. You can choose the Power Dupe Rune Word to maximize your brutal damage, or if you want more defense, Pick Lunar Eclipse for an extra sustain option that kicks in when you reach low health. You'll automatically turn invisible and reset enemy aggro when you reach below 20%. Use this time to roll out of the way and heal with a medkit. Here are the hero synergies. Feel free to pause and review them at your own pace. My Omega setup is similar to most of my melee heroes. What you should keep in mind when choosing Omegas for Daredevil is to prioritize melee damage, fighting, strength, critical damage, and critical rating. I skipped the defensive Omegas due to the fact that I'm wearing the Shield of Perseus and Lunar Eclipse for my sustain. For team-ups, I chose Spider-Man. Not only is he another street-level hero and has fantastic quips to go along with Daredevil, he features strong crowd control and AoE abilities. Most notably is his taunt, which is on a short cooldown, and at rank 6 the taunt will last long enough to be upkept indefinitely. To begin the rotation, start off with Rebounding Club and then engage with Sliding Strike. This will get you in close to begin Nunchuck Beatdown. Immediately follow up with Jumping Strike and Devil of Hell's Kitchen before firing off Tornado Kick. Afterwards, use Devil's Due and repeat the process until the target's down. Remember to reapply vulnerability with Rebounding Club.
Want me to show you that again?
Daredevil. I guess justice is blind, and that's not always a bad thing.
When you get into Cosmic Trial, enemies will spawn spread apart from each other, which will make bunching them up together a hassle. Throw the Rebounding Club to spread some damage, and then focus on one target at a time. If you get the chance, use Devil's Due and Tornado Kick to wipe out groups of enemies. Waves of enemies will continue to spawn with stronger enemy types. Keep fighting until you eventually face the Hydra Hulkbusters. The Hulkbusters are tanky bruisers with very damaging AoE leap attacks. You'll know when to dodge when you see the red telegraph on the ground. After dealing with the Hulkbusters, Madam Hydra will appear. For the most part, she does mediocre damage with one exception. She fires a single shot which takes a chunk of your health. If you don't have enough health, you might get one-shotted. Try to keep moving if possible, but there is no reliable way to predict your kill move. As you continue to fight her, at certain moments, she'll shield up and become immune to damage. At this time, a Hydra agent will spawn, which you'll need to kill to turn off Madam Hydra's shield. Repeat this process until she's down. Now begins the Red Skull phase. Similar to the beginning of the Cosmic Trial, waves of enemies will spawn, each getting increasingly more difficult. Again, they'll be spread apart, so you'll need to focus on one at a time. Carefully use your Rebounding Club, Devil's Due, and Tornado Kick to take out small groups. After you defeat a certain amount of enemies, Red Skull will spawn. At this time, some enemies may remain, so be sure to take them out before fully engaging with Red Skull. The only attacks you have to worry about from Red Skull are the ones that he telegraphs. Most notably is one that leaves a red smoke on the ground. It's a highly damaging dot, so get out of the way if you happen to be in it. When Red Skull reaches 66% and 33% health, he'll shield up and summon a giant sentinel. You need to take out the sentinel before you can damage Red Skull. After the first shield is down, feel free to use your ultimate. Continue the DPS and repeat the process until you beat the Cosmic Trial.
I'm in a lot of pain here. For the Red Skull shall always return. Come on, show me what you got.
While Daredevil may be one of the cheaper heroes available, he's not to be overlooked. He features an incredibly fast playstyle with rolls, slides, and quick strikes, making him very accurate to his comic book portrayal. His single target focus is very powerful, and he has one of the strongest brutally striking attacks in the game. Daredevil has practically no resources to manage, especially in the Street Fighter Specialization. This makes for an easy pick up and play melee hero. Now let's talk about some of Daredevil's flaws. Because he's great at single target, he's balanced with a rather weak AoE presence. Your only options are Sliding Strike, Rebounding Club, Devil's Due, and Tornado Kick. All of these moves have a cooldown while in Street Fighter, and the club only has 2 charges. Sliding Strike can be awkward to aim and position in tense fights, while Rebounding Club uses random pathing in very large groups. You are often left to focus on one target at a time, using your limited AoE skills at opportune moments when enemies start to bunch up together. In the purest sense, Daredevil is an ideal melee-focused brawler. His fighting style focuses on single target with extremely high spike damage and moderately low cooldowns. He has viable escape options and decent sustainability. If you like close-range fights and fast-paced action, you can do no wrong with choosing Daredevil as your hero.
I hope you were paying attention.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to watch more, please subscribe to my channel, Volzmir Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter on @Volzmir to keep up to date with my latest content. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments section, and as always, thanks for watching.